what would it look like to just invest a little bit more in a different way that is not monetary, and what kind of return that would give you, right? That's just an indicator if you're objective about this and you say, I don't know, Brett's a pretty feeling-centered guy. I don't know if I can dig it. We'll make it objective. Look at your P&L. Look at your biggest cost. All the things you mentioned about a life happen regardless of what you do. Right? Everything, the challenges that everyone goes through personally, loss, wins, all that stuff, they happen regardless. So you just hope to create enough an environment that you can, be there for people. People can be there for you when you go through it. And because no one's immune to that shit. And especially when you're doing that long enough, I'm amazed, as a little bit of a tangent, and you can wrap us up. When we first got started working with like a couple of young guys, everyone's single. It's like none of these life events were happening. Like no one was dying. No one was getting divorced, like all that stuff. Right. And now all of a sudden, you're a certain size and you're in a certain phase of life. You're just like amazed. You're heartbroken at times of how many personal situations, even just within our ecosystem, are happening. So, what are you doing to get ahead of all those things that are going to happen?
See, and the question I would ask is, what would happen if your business and your job, your place of work, instead of becoming the place that was too much and someone had to take a vacation from when those things happen, this became the container where you needed to be around, right? What if you created a community and environment where those events, you want to go through those events being close to this flame instead of being farther away from it?
Sure.
And, think about how, put a price tag on that I have a community and a group of people that love, care about me, and have my back no matter what, and we all are in a specific mission together, growing every single day, and I know for a fact that when shit hits the fan, they've got my back, because I know for a fact when shit hits the fan for them, I've got their back. And
how do you put that in a package?
You tell me what that's worth for you if you had that at a place where you work.
That's right.
And don't worry, I'll wait.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way,
no doubt.
Biggest expense for a business, payroll. Biggest challenge in today's hiring environment from a business owner, can't hire good people, right? So
how about turnover? Turnover. We don't even talk about that.
Those three things that you just mentioned right off the top of your head, everyone can relate to if they've run a team or a business. What are you doing intentionally to stay in front of this? If it's not an event, what is it? And take the dollar amount out of it. Take the package out of it, because you can just simply not outspend everyone.
Well, and you think too, you hire somebody, and the one thing that you could probably say about any business that hires people is their training program is probably weak. It's probably pretty weak, right? They want to fast track somebody and get them going, so they may cut some corners. I mean, that's happening every time. And if there's no other plan to help develop people personally, which I think bleeds into professionally.
What's that quote? They say, what happens if I hire somebody and they don't develop or something like that, and they don't work out? And somebody's like, well, what happens if you hire somebody and they don't develop and they do work out, or something like that, where it's like, it's okay if somebody doesn't work out, but it's like you want to invest every single time to make sure that person's developed, bought in, that when the case they do work out, now you have somebody within your environment that believes it and is a high level of contribution type of person. So I kind of look at the training program, the events. It all starts to lump together, doesn't it? Yeah. And it starts to lump together in philosophies that you decide as a business owner or a team lead. What do you actually believe in? What does this vehicle represent? Okay, well then let's make our training program, let's make our events, let's make all this stuff surrounded to support that stuff in a real way. And it's going to be different for every business, because what we do may not jive with you. That's okay. It's got to be unique. It's got to be genuine to you. It doesn't even have to be unique. Just got to be genuine to you, right? You could borrow the same playbook that we've laid out and done it in your own way or in your own environment and have a lot of success and spend less money and have less people, but you start with the intention first, and then you can kind of build around it what those circumstances are. So I do think, you said, why do events? And I can't help myself. Why do anything? Why do a training program? Why have a dress code for when you show up to work? Why have any construct in anything, right? Because you decide that construct represents a philosophy that you believe in and setting an intention to go after an outcome. And you believe that by doing that, why get married, right? People talk about it all the time. It's just a construct. We don't have to get too deep, but these events and these different things around what we're talking about, they're just decisions to honor an intention and create an environment that you're more likely to have success in.